Okay, Glitch Reaper here. And yes, I'm still in my first skin temporarily for my whole celebration thing. But anyhow, big thing here is I am here with another update to the Titans mod, and as usual, I have the mod authors. Darn lips. I have Interment of Doom here with me. So yeah.
I've noticed that you've had issues with your lips a lot.
I had probably some nerve damage from earlier, and I may never fully recover. But I have gotten a lot better. I used to think it was because of the whole dental surgery thing, and I thought it had went too far and it had a calorie crash, which may have been partly true, but may have exacerbated the whole B12 deficiency thing that I had at the time. At least I've gotten better and I've had more B12, so it's not as bad as it was before. But, you just take every day.
We must have more iron golems.
He's also doing some other
More.
testing with the mod right now, which may involve lots of iron golems getting crushed. So if you feel sorry for the iron golems, go ahead. Be sorry for the iron golems.
Yes.
Be very sorry indeed.
Go ahead and be sorry for them. They're getting mutilated by Emperor Scorpions.
Yeah, and one thing that I didn't really need that. But
The
one
reason
thing that's changed right off the bat that I'll show is the armors now grant various amounts of bonus health. So it will be very, very beneficial to have this HUD widgets mod that I found because otherwise your heart count will just be so large it'll just be all up in your face and be very
Arcadium
obscure.
is the only one that's reasonable. It's the only one that has reasonable eye level ups. Absence is ridiculous, and adminium is ludicrous.
Yeah. Now,
Ludicrous
that is
speed.
something that coming from him, it has to be absolutely redonkulous. So
You get wearing the whole set. You get a grand total of 6,000 health. So you actually have more health than Mobzilla.
and that's with adminium, right?
Yeah, that's with adminium. That's the best set.
Yeah, I'm just wearing Harcadium and I have 260 health, so that's kind of
Yes.
indicating that that's
That's
the lowest order of it. So it shows how ridiculous this
this
is.
is to answer. This is to answer the fact that Titans have very powerful attacks now.
Yeah,
As
this
of,
makes it
as of these
technically the
versions.
anti-Titan gear it's supposed to be. So yeah.
Doesn't just put a shield on you. It somehow makes you healthier.
Yes, it does.
Eat
So
your
the
green.
shield is partially making
Eat your
you healthier.
greens. Eat your greens, kids.
Or just wear Harcadium, one of the two. Anyhow, another thing I need to show off is there's been a serious change to the weapons. Before, they were spam click friendly, even for 1.7.10, but now they serve an additional purpose. And by the way, you might want to tell them the news about your plans to update past that, by the way. Like, create a small army.
Titans will now be capable of updating past 1.8.9 because me and Lycanite, yes, I collaborated with Lycanite himself. He figured out how to solve an issue because at 1.9 and beyond, for some reason they decided to limit health and attack to a maximum of 1,024, and for us mod creators, that's not enough. It must be double max value, so that we may make ridiculous things like this.
Yeah, now the thing is, me, Enderman, and Like Knight are all friends, as well as we're friends with Shino, so we've been doing a little collaborating, and this is one of the rewards of that, is that theoretically Titans can go past that point now. Now here's a little something about the swords that's changed.
Will be able to go past.
Yeah.
And which means people, you will be able to look forward to the hell that will be the Titans mod past 1.8.9.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now, yeah, so for those who are very masochistic, or however you pronounce that, masochists, yeah, you will be very happy. Now, the thing is that the sword, all the swords now work a little differently. Instead of being like classic, like you block with it type stuff, it has a charge-up attack. Hold the use button for a while, and you hit several things in front of you, and that was during the daytime. Why are you here? I just had a Geist show up in broad daylight. Not a common event.
Clearly that Geist wants to intrude on this showcase.
He really, and another one did too. They really want it. I think it's because I'm killing wither skeletons. Kind of.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are lots of wither skeletons right now.
I used the special patent gen version.
That item is still here from that version, and where I made it so that patent gen could use it for the challenge games.
True, and in fact, it's come in handy just for testing large crowds of obliteration. Because.
And if you don't want to spawn in a bunch of mobs that have 2,000 health, like reinforced iron golems, you just want a crowd of like 20 HP creatures like wither skeletons.
Yeah,
the reinforced iron golems are meant to test
something. That thing is super useful for it. Of course, it's really good for testing when you're in creative, but because of their wither skeletons.
I've left
but hey, it can happen.
I left it in for the heck of it. Plus, it also does mean that you can sometimes obtain it from the king, or Killer Pac, or not Killer Pac-Man.
I think I have an Omega Fish coming at me.
What?
I think I have an Omega Fish coming at me. Possibly a Creeper Titan off in the distance.
Is there a health bar?
Oh yeah, the custom health bars. It should be very apparent that's working. They
exist.
Yeah,
Titan's not custom health bars.
A big fan of his, Swan, came up with these and did a custom
health
bar for every
He drew
Titan.
them. He drew them himself, and thus he gets credited in the mod for drawing them.
Oh, the lag! Please let me type through this, so I can clear minions. Must hit code button. Please let that type through correctly. Clear me.
You may want you may want a different world that doesn't have a Titan around.
Yeah. I might have to make yet another world just to do some of the showcasing, but at least I needed to show the Titans at least once just to show the custom health bars were working, so that was perfectly fine. Well, that part's been achieved, so onward to some other world,
yes,
right?
And the way that they work, you can see multiple health bars.
Yeah, he somehow managed to backport that feature from future versions of Minecraft where you can see health bars that aren't smashed on top of each other, making things literally illegible.
To relieve confusion, the bar also has a number underneath it telling you their current health and their max health. Yeah. It's very useful, and it's very useful, especially to tell you whether or not the Titan has gained extra power.
Wow, it took that amount of time to get to my pause screen. I'll be right back in another world. I'm back in a slightly less Titan-controlled world. I say slightly because they're still here. I just went to one where they weren't literally within 300 blocks of me. So other than that... Now, the thing is, this also gives me an opportunity, while I'm in this newly done world, to see if I can see a new little feature. Probably not. It's semi-unlikely, but it's good to at least look around. Or at least show where something similar is in this case. Okay, this ought to be close enough. But yeah, in OreSpawn, normally you find these particular blocks in ore-like deposits, and they are ancient dried spawn eggs. You rehydrate them with a bucket of water, and you get yourself a spawn egg of the corresponding creature.
That's the gist with OreSpawn. That's how it works.
Exactly. And he decided to make himself a very special... Oh, that's an interesting placement of stuff. Anyhow, he decided to make himself some corresponding ores so that the cross-mod content will include some very special creatures. Now, these ones, on the other hand, compared to normal, will not randomly spawn in your world like other OreSpawn creatures, or for that matter, Titans. They absolutely have to be obtained via spawn egg, so you have to rehydrate them, and that means you'll probably be
that could change in the future. Like maybe they'll be dimension dependent. Maybe for example, you'll find one of them in the nowhere.
It could be that you have some additional things like that. Now, I'm showing off a couple different ways to see them. Now, one of these creatures is known as the Overlord Scorpion, and one of which is the Methuselah Kraken. Now, this is what their parts and full pieces will look like whenever you're finding them in a world, or for that matter,
you can find them.
Yes, you can find them.
Yes.
Now,
you'll also find other ancient droid spawnings in general in greater abundance than normal.
He kind of upped the rate of all kinds of ores whenever you're playing with OreSpawn.
You may find whole king or whole queens ancient droid spawnings.
Yes, normally you have to assemble those yourself, but he's made it so that on occasion you'll find whole kings, queens, or mobzillas. Now the thing
with Mobzilla you already could find whole ones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's just but the king and the queen were the ones that didn't have that. You had to find the parts.
Yeah.
Well, in the Titans mod, you may find whole ones, and the same thing goes with these two mobs. They are so powerful and so deadly and so dangerous that they have parts.
Yes. Now these are what the parts for the Overlord Scorpion will look like whenever you see them in world, and this is what it looks like whenever it's completed. These are for the Methuselah Kraken as parts, and this is the whole thing as one piece. Now,
being the Titans mod, of course, they automatically become super powerful and super dangerous and super killy. They kill you a lot.
Yes, you will die a lot. They're supercharged versions of their standard counterparts.
It's like,
let
me read the description.
Mantis, you were being so mean to that bird. I have got to kill you with something huge now. Sorry, but you have to die horribly. Like, really horribly.
Did Mantis seriously just kill a bird?
Yes, a Mantis just killed a bird right out of the sky. I'm not even sure if I saw the death of that Mantis when I put the Overlord Scorpion down. It's like, he's like, it just must have been instant or something. Just goodbye. Because the Overlord Scorpion's here and the Mantis is not. So, what does that say? And yeah, this is the Overlord Scorpion. It is seemingly been enderfied. I mean, you can kind of tell by the black and magenta and purple here that it has a nice ender theme. And it's basically, it's got way more HP than a regular Emperor Scorpion.
7,000, and it's also affected by the config.
Yeah, whatever you configure.
Its health is 20 times.
Yeah, whatever you configure scale for.
If you double the health of if you for example double the health of Emperor Scorpions, this guy's health will also double.
Exactly. So it's affected by the config from OreSpawn. So whatever you set your mobs to there, these will be scaled to it. So yeah.
This guy's health is scaled 20 times that of an Emperor Scorpion in your current world. His attack is also scaled by 10 times, so he's got 350 melee damage on normally.
Yeah, now he will spawn in Emperor Scorpions as his minions.
This guy is the Emperor of Emperor Scorpions.
In regular Scorpions.
Yeah, so it's like a chain link effect.
Yeah, so if I were to hit him, he'll start spawning in minions quickly. I'll have to use the sword to a tremendous amount of defense, and he has some region. Not too much region, but a good amount. And
it's around twice as fast. It's around twice as fast as an Emperor Scorpion.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need severe amounts of regen because this guy can kill Mobzilla.
I had to use an Absent Sword
easily.
to get rid of him. Now, the thing is, you'll notice that the loot is kind of like an Emperor Scorpion, but better. It includes obsidian. You also get some other things that are traditional, like diamonds. But you will also get some Harcadium, and maybe pieces of Harcadium equipment from Titan's mod. So this is where it really crosses up between them. So you've got something that's a Titanified version of an OreSpawn mob, and it does in fact drop some Titans-style loot.
Oh, it's not Titanified. An Emperor Scorpion Titan would be a living nightmare.
Well, it's sort of Titanified. It's just made much more powerful by being
its status is that it's an enhanced boss mob.
Okay, fair enough.
Because Emperor Scorpions are bosses, this guy's an enhanced boss mob.
Yes, I'd certainly say enhanced with 7,000 health and 350 points of attack.
Drops a whole lot of random stuff.
Oh, that's OreSpawn style for you. Only it's also Titan style, so you can see what happens when you get the two together.
There's Titan things in it. You know how they say there's always a bigger fish? Well, the bigger fish of the Emperor Scorpion is this monstrosity. The Emperor of Emperor Scorpions. He's so dangerous and so powerful that he's got ancient dread spawning parts. Seriously, this guy killed a Mobzilla while only losing 200 health, HP. He even took on the king.
He tested.
He even took on the king. He took on the king and won. I always designate when a mob wins against the king if they bring him down to 2,000 health, because he can't go past that.
Yeah, unless it's been killed by a player or certain other things. So he's got like an anti-cheat thing, but Enderman here anti-cheated the anti-cheat.
But it doesn't work against Reavard. No, against Reavard's Hellfire Wave, as you may have seen from his video on Reavard versus OreSpawn. The king got mutilated by that.
Yeah, he can't protect himself from that one. Additionally, there are certain other things that don't disobey that rule, and enhanced OreSpawn bosses still probably would not. So, you can imagine that he would take a good chunk of Reavard's health down beforehand, but as soon as he powers up that wave, it will be over. Titans themselves, on the other hand, are all immune. So, there is an interesting way of defeating Reavard with OreSpawn. Have him fight an army of beetles. Yeah. We found out that they actually can juggle him pretty well, and I might show that later because it's kind of funny.
Reavard versus the Hercules Beetle. You'll just need to make a Reavard pen first.
Well, kind of, yeah. because
otherwise
it might be jostled off the side. Now,
trap him and spawn him in with his ulter.
Apparently I'm getting lag.
Yeah, clear minions. This guy's tough to kill, and you're not going to really kill him easily at first. Especially not with OreSpawn stuff. It's like I tried fighting him with a
for anti-Titan stuff instead. So he's definitely meant for a whole other tier.
I tried fighting him with Big Bertha. It kind of didn't work out. He always knocked me too far away, and on occasion blinded me. Because this guy is worse than an Emperor Scorpion when he inflicts you. He doesn't just inflict you with poison. He inflicts you with poison, slowness, blindness, and wither at the same time.
Yeah. So if he hits you, you are in a world of pain.
And on top of that, he has range attacks. This guy, you wouldn't think this guy has range attacks. He does have range attacks. He throws ice balls, fireballs, and thunder charges.
Yeah, you will get hit with multiple things if you're in survival. You will get just cascaded. Now, well, you'll just get barraged. But yeah, I saw him do the testing
think this guy's tough?
See if he could take it out with OreSpawn stuff. It wasn't happening.
He always regenerated too much, and the Emperor Scorpions are always a trouble because they always get in the way.
Now, here comes the next major
you think that guy is tough, though? Wait till you see this thing.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, always spawns super high.
This
is the Methuselah Kraken.
What happens?
It has 12,000 HP HP and has
What happens
Krakens
to that one... It spawns Krakens. What happens to that one... The lore behind this guy is what happens to that one Kraken that got away. That one Kraken who called his friends on you and then took off like a coward. He turned into this.
Fused with them, and then created a bigger Kraken. Either way, it became this guy.
The Methuselah Kraken will make your life.
Your
Methuselah Kraken will make your life and everyone else's life a living hell. He routinely eats Mobzillas for breakfast. Another powerful boss with ancient Drake Flying.
He is the revenge of the Krakens on everything else.
Yeah, Krakens normally can't touch Mobzilla, or if they do,
but apparently I hit him because.
Or if they do somehow grab him, which they can do it, and it looks hilarious because he totally doesn't fit in their tentacles. They do like 5 damage, and he just regenerates it and then swats them for like 150 damage.
Was about as meandering as a regular Kraken.
This guy.
How do you get that far away from me that fast? You're enormous. How did you do that?
Yeah, 12,000 health. That's scaled 12 times from the Kraken's standard health. So this guy's health is also affected by the config, by Kraken health, by Kraken statistics, and his health will change depending on that. Well, as with melee damage, which he has 600 melee, both grabbing and regular.
Which is humongous. I mean, as you said, he can regularly kill a Mobzilla.
He eats them. He doesn't kill them. He eats them.
He's like nom nom.
He grabs them and knocks their heads off. That's what he does.
And even when flying, it is ridiculously irritating to this guy.
Yeah, because he doesn't just grab you. He also like regularly hits you like the king. He hits you just like the king. He just swats you.
Yeah, I am in creative and this guy is there have been a few things I know of that are irritating even in creative. Including
he
one
shoots
you wouldn't
lightning
expect.
He shoots lightning at you, Mobzilla style, by the way, too. He has like a thunderbolt spell that he can cast.
Now, if
just
you
like
manage
Mobzilla.
to defeat
You know,
this aerial,
he also throws ice balls, and he throws way too many thunder charges. If you notice how many thunder charges he's throwing, he just throws like 3,600 of them at once in your face.
Yeah, you might get spammed
everywhere. He will spam you with lightning. He will make you fly into the sky as well. And on top of that, there's the freaking Krakens all over the place, so you'll have to deal with those guys too.
Yeah. Oh wait, wrong one. I needed to get there. Yeah.
His healing factor, and keep this in mind, regular Krakens don't actually have a healing factor, surprisingly enough. He never gave them one. But this guy has a healing factor. It's the same as Mobzilla's.
Huh.
I
found a natural Shogoth lair in this world. Interesting.
Also, this guy is yet another creature that can defeat the king. Only he does it even easier than the Overlord Scorpion does. The Overlord Scorpion takes like a whole hour. This guy takes like 15. This guy takes 10 minutes of like beating the king and then sometimes grabbing him when they're like at the world height.
Yeah, that's really saying a lot.
His drops.
Bronze shovel.
He drops so many items, your game will lag.
Yeah, what was he supposed to have dropped? Because I had a brief moment of lag, but then it did in fact get through.
Well, that's the thing. You wait. That's the thing. You kill him, and then there's like 4,648 entities on your screen, and then they conglomerate
or something eventually, where it's not quite so crazy. Aww, the Abyssal structure got smashed along the way.
Well,
I think I see the culprit.
To note, the things that he can drop is massive. The list is very, very large. If I have the damn list, where is it? Where is drop few items? There it is. It takes up like half of the code of the code length.
Takes up half the code of the mob to have his list of stuff.
Drop few items. One function. Drop few items. It takes up half of the whole.
Get all the Krakens out of my world after that. Like, I thought I peacefuled it long enough.
So the things that he drops, he is guaranteed to drop at least one void block. So
those are very valuable.
He's guaranteed to drop one of those. He drops between 400 and 800 ink sacks, 200 and 400 gold ingots, 100 to 200 gold carrots.
I can certainly confirm there's a lot of golden stuff.
100 to 200 regular golden apples, and 25 to 50 of these of the following were randomly chosen between the following items: a void axe, a Hercadium nugget, a Hercadium block, a Hercadium sword with enchantments, a Hercadium shovel with enchantments, Hercadium pickaxe with enchantments, Hercadium axe with enchantments, Hercadium hoe with enchantments, one of the Hercadium pieces with enchantments, a Hercadium bow with no enchantments, a diamond apple, a diamond, a void pickaxe, steel sword, shovel, pickaxe, axe, or hoe, or one of the pieces that has a nail with enchantments, or maybe without enchantments if you're unlucky. A void shovel, an absence shovel, endstone Hercadium ore for some reason. I ran out of ideas. Pleasant blade seeds, Malcolm seeds. Oops, spoilers. Diamond
we were
cookie.
About to get to that. Don't worry, that will be in this video.
Diamond cookie. Yes, you appeared to have gotten bronze stuff, so you can drop any of the bronze things that has with or without enchantments on it.
For some reason, I had a bronze shovel. Meanwhile, the factions around here are totally at war.
An enchanted diamond apple, the experience set, any of the pieces, and amethyst as well, and a diamond block.
Which is a pretty impressive amount of loot. Again, will probably lag your game to high heaven for a while. I mean, you will not be able to...
The regular Krakens have a massive drop list.
So obviously the bigger one had to. Okay,
The bigger one has an even bigger drop list.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it's the supersized version. Now, he mentioned spoilers. Well, by looking at my inventory, you probably have noticed a very large number of new items, and I apparently also got random iron boots with feather falling 9. Yeah.
Feather falling 9.
Feather falling 9. Which is obviously an absurd number compared to normal, although not the craziest I've ever seen. That's just counting OreSpawn. Now, the thing is that he has made a lot of additional food items since the last time we did an update video, and
I made a promise. I made a promise in a video to a YouTuber that there'd be diamond cookies, and there are diamond cookies. I kept my promise. There are diamond cookies, as you can see in the inventory.
Yes, there are diamond, but he decided to do yet more diamond stuff because of that. And that reminds me, I
more
need
gold
to
and more
grab
diamond.
something
More
that apparently I
gold
somehow
stuff.
lost.
More gold stuff and their diamond counterparts. So you can, as you may be able to see, there are golden melon slices, not glistening melons. You can't eat those.
True.
Because they decide you can't eat those. But actual honest to God golden melon slices, and also golden pumpkin pies. Golden pumpkin pies are probably going to be the best food ever, because they regain for you 4 hunger shanks, and yet they have the same and equivalent saturation capabilities as other gold food. There is just something about gold Minecraft that when you fuse it with food, it makes it super duper duper amazing to eat.
Oh goodness sakes, yes. In fact, I need to. I'll hold on to the golden foods that I got randomly from those fights. But
with
yeah.
the addition of diamond foods, it appears that diamond has this property only even more.
Yes. So let's go over some of these new edible foods and what they would normally give you. I have the Hercules set on right now, so I may have to take it off just to show some of the crazy stuff.
Yeah, take it off and drink some milk and kill yourself. Wait, don't do that. Last thing in real life.
No, my effects will in fact go away in a moment.
No, I mean you may or may not still have the health somehow.
Well, that won't be a problem because I'm just showing off the effects of what the new foods give you. Of course, I probably should be in a slightly safer location. There's been a faction war right next to me, so yeah. Oh, you guys again. Really?
What guys?
Oh, the last couple of cracks. I'm trying to clear them out so I can clear the weather. Because as long as they're around, it doesn't matter how many times you hit the code, it will...
Oh yeah, and there's one other thing to note about the Methuselah Kraken. It can no-clip.
Yeah, so you can't Kraken cage. So, okay, that was in fact the last couple as far as I can tell. Thank you very much for going away.
Now with that thing, it's not meant to be kept as a pet. I kept a pet Kraken named Mr. Squiggles on a Crazy Craft server.
Yeah.
This guy would not suit as a substitute.
Oh no. Mr. Squiggles is perfectly fine staying in a small area and occasionally striking some food animals with lightning to provide cooked food. But yeah, other than that, but you can't do that with the Methuselah Kraken.
Or ants or butterflies.
Okay.
Yeah, he was perfectly content on being in a corner.
I need to make sure that my game rules are set up.
And almost getting attacked by the king when I fought him.
Oh yeah.
Like the king, like the little bastard, like the big bastard he was. I had to keep him away from the place because otherwise he'd murder everything. And he almost did. He almost went after my jumpy bug in Emperor Scorpion farm and Mr. Squiggles.
But yeah, he summoned a king inside his TARDIS where he had stuff set up, and the king tends to totally ignore a lot of normal rules, like, for example, mob griefing. So, yeah. He was ripping apart the TARDIS and trying to get inside, and he actually got very close to whacking Enderman's entire zoo.
Yes, my zoo, my farms, all my stuff. But I couldn't fight him out of the TARDIS because my TARDIS would be an overprotective individual and try to save me every 10 seconds.
Yeah, he actually did have enough TARDIS level to have that feature, so he kind of kept getting sucked inside